Welcome to Purity Class for August 2022. I do not own the rights to this music. The topic is godly relationships. Please have pen and paper ready to write down scriptures from today's lesson. It is important to have the right friends. If you are saved, you need to be around saved friends. Solomon warned about keeping the right friends. Proverbs 1 says evil companions will try to get others to join in mischief. In the end, evil companions will be rejected by God. Saved friends will not try to get you to sin. They encourage you to go to church or engage in good activities. There are some sayings about companions. Birds of a feather flock together. If you want to be an eagle, you can't flock with turkeys. There is truth to these sayings. Solomon's son, Rehoboam, is an example of having the wrong people around you. When Solomon died, his son, Rehoboam, was appointed king. The people came to him asking him to lighten the burden they had under Solomon. Rehoboam first asked the wise men of the kingdom to give him advice. They told him to listen to the people and speak kindly to them. They advised giving the people what they requested. Rehoboam decided he did not want to listen to their suggestions and sought the advice of men he grew up with. Those men told him to be harsh. He followed their advice and told the people he would be harsher than his father. In the end, that decision caused him to lose control of most of the kingdom. This is a good example of how listening to the wrong people has a steep price. He should have listened to the wise men. Instead, he listened to those that didn't have the life experience to provide good advice. Rehoboam surrounded himself with the wrong men. An example of being surrounded by good people and making a good decision is the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men were taken from Israel by the Babylonians. The Babylonians did not worship the same God as the Israelites. The Israelites had a diet given to them by God. The Babylonians didn't follow these dietary rules. The young men had to make a choice. They could forsake the teachings about the right way to live and follow the way of their captors, or they could take a stand for the right way of living according to God. They decided not to forsake the principles they had been taught. They asked the prison keeper to give them a different diet. The keeper was reluctant to accept the new diet. The men suggested a trial to determine which diet was best. At the end of the trial, the Israelites were in better shape than the others. Once the keeper saw how they were superior, he determined to make everyone follow the same diet. Their good decision helped not only themselves, but others. High school can be a hard time when someone is seen as not part of the right group. It is important to be part of a group that loves God. The world is becoming wicked and darker. As the world gets more wicked, those that try to live right stand out more. Jesus told his disciples they would be persecuted. In teen groups, persecution could be in the form of name-calling, being excluded from gatherings, or even physical violence. Being surrounded by the right friends is vital. There are several such friendships mentioned in the Bible. Jonathan was a friend of David. He saved David's life when Jonathan's father Saul wanted to kill him. Paul and Silas is another example of a friendship that is beneficial. They were a powerful evangelistic team. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 14 through 17. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath Christ with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. As God hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33 says, Be not deceived, evil communications corrupt good manners. Proverbs 13, verse 20, He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 17, A friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. John chapter 15, verse 13, Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Proverbs 18, verse 24, A man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, Iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Study the scriptures. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.